Hello and welcome to another episode of the Global Indian Television, and today we are starting a new series on Election Fiji 2014. People out there, especially people from the Indo-Fijian diaspora, the Fijian diaspora, know that the election in Fiji is going to take place on 17th of September this year. Already there are discussions happening on Facebook and other social media about pros and cons of these elections. Fiji has already registered 5 political parties to participate in this election. There's a 6th one has lodged its application, and is believed there's no reason to say that the 6th one won't be registered as well. So as of now, it appears that 6 political parties will participate in these elections on 17th of September. Within these 6 parties, there's the oldest registered party of Fiji, the National Federation Party, and then we also have one of the older parties. What many believe is the first party which was non-racial, the Fiji Labour Party, and which has already won 2 elections in Fiji, and unfortunately those and they formed the government, and unfortunately both of those governments were brought down through coups. The first one was in 1987 when Dr. Bavandra was the Prime Minister, and in a coup initiated by Colonel Siddhaveni Rambuka, that government was brought down soon after it formed the government, and then as you know, most of us who are in our 30s and 40s will remember that coup 27 years ago. Time flies very fast. Yes, it was 27 years ago that the first coup took place in Fiji, and in that Rambuka had entrenched himself from being a third ranked army officer, and then became the Prime Minister using the coup and the government resources, and of course backed by the military. He became the Prime Minister even after so-called democratic elections took place, until 1999 when he aligned himself with the National Federation Party in an attempt, obviously, to go multiracial, but he was, and the National Federation Party was punished severely, and neither his party nor the National Federation Party were able to get enough votes to form a government. Instead, Fiji voted for another multiracial party, which is Fiji Labour Party, and they won, and so the installment of Fiji's first person of Indian origin Prime Minister in form of Mahendra Chaudhary, but unfortunately that government too lasted only about 1 year, and in this one, backed by the military, is believed a civilian started the coup, George Speight. Maybe that was not the right thing for George Speight to do on personal account, because unlike the military man Rambuka, who is still free and did not get penalized, Speight is languishing in prison. He was put in prison when the military did intervene, and is prosecuted and sent to prison, where he has been, rightly so, for such a long time, since 2000 and around 2000, so nearly 14 years of Banwas for spite. And then the military at the time installed a person who they believe would perhaps be better for Fiji as a Prime Minister, and that was Mr. Laisania Garase. And for a while it believed that he did all the right things, and then perhaps influenced by some outside forces, he began to change, and he apparently is alleged that his policies began to become racist, and perhaps he also did not carry out what the military wanted him to do. It is so alleged. And in 2006, after a lot of wrangling here and there, the military took control of the government once again. It is said that it was another coup, perhaps the 4.5 coup, and some people have labeled that as a revolution as well. And certainly, when it happened, I was there in Gujarat with some other academics and scholars from Fiji, and to us it did appear that it was a kind of a revolution, because all the right things were being said for the reason of this takeover of the Fiji's democratically elected government, fighting corruptions and getting rid of those institutions which had overwhelming control of politics, the outside institutions who shouldn't have been involved in politics. And we'll talk about those institutions and the role they played in Fiji politics later. But the so-called revolution, which some of us believed, it appears to was short-lived. The fight against corruption, Fiji's FICAC, etc., made a lot of hue and cry in the first initial 1 or 2 years, but today we hardly hear anything at all from FICAC, what corruption, what anti-corruption steps that they're taking. It was alleged, as the military said at that time, that the corruption was rife in Fijian politics, in the whole system, but apart from 1 or 2 notable people being prosecuted and sent to prison, last few years nothing has happened at all. So the fight against corruption has gone nowhere, and it is believed that the whole purpose of the coup has shifted, and now 8 years on, a lot of people are wondering why that coup did take place. And at the time also the head of the coup, commander, Navy commander Baini Marama, had also stated that he was going to be there for a short time, and he's not going to enter the politics. But today we know that he's heading one of the parties, and he is very much going to run in these elections. And there are so many other issues which are coming up in Fiji. There's a lot of discord already taking place, a lot of allegations taking place, a lot of murmurs and so on, which we're going to talk about as we lead up to the elections. We've got 3.5 months to discuss this. And before I go, I just would like to point out the importance of social media in the elections nowadays. We started off in America, it played a huge role, the social media, and an even bigger role in India's huge election and the huge win by Narendra Modi. So I think social media like Facebook especially and Twitter can play a very important role, especially when we know there's allegations that media in Fiji has been muzzled to a certain extent, and if one reads at the media degree, one will understand how the journalists and media groups may not want to stick their neck out a lot. So here today, we're digitally connected, and speaking to the populace through Facebook, etc., is quite easy. So let's engage through social media, but let's be decent about it. There's no need to be abusive or swear. I believe when you make an argument, if you start that with swearing, or if you end that with swearing, the whole argument is lost. So let's be decent about it. You can support any party you like, which is good. That's a sign of being democratic, and that's what should happen in democracy. You should be able to support any party, any candidate without fear and prejudice. So let's engage, let's ensure that the election in Fiji is free and fair. It's high time that Fiji does get back to genuine democracy and get away from this coup culture, which I believe personally that the local and international community has done little to ensure there's no further coup in Fiji, but we'll talk about that in later episodes. Thank you for watching this video. Please do share the video if you think it's useful, and if you have any questions which I can address or which I can get my colleagues to address over here, I'll be glad to do that. If you wish us to discuss this through your questions through this video, I'm happy to do that. And but for now, it's goodbye from Satish, right?